Don't get me started. Come on.
All right, we are back for another episode. I am so excited to introduce my next guest to you guys. It's Miss SayGrace. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I love your hat. What does it say on there?
Thank you. This is my Zoom. I didn't do my hair this morning, so I'm just gonna put a hat on vibe.
I love that.
It's a little Puma moment happening right now.
Hey, I am like an advocate for dry shampoo, so I totally get it.
I have like partially curly hair. When I say curly, it's really just kind of frizzy. So if I let it dry overnight, I wake up in the morning and my hair is like, I don't even know my hair. You know what I mean? Like it is just doing weird, crazy things. So it's just best to put a hat on and pretend like it's not happening.
It has a mind of its own, right?
Yes, exactly.
That's how it is for me too. Well, I'm very, very happy and gracious to have you on this episode. Thank you for taking some time to hang with us, to talk music and life and this crazy year we call 2020. How have things been going for you this year?
It's been interesting. It's been a very interesting year. I put out a project in February, and I would usually have like gone on tour and been promoting the project, and of course that was the opposite of what happened. So that was a real like moment to kind of have to get over, knowing that I'd like put this body of work out and I wasn't going to get the opportunity to play it live for people sucks, because I feel like live is such a huge part of my artistry, and just such a moment when you get to see like something you've created in a studio in these four walls and only a certain amount of people have heard it, and you get to see that transpire on stage is like it's just an indescribable feeling. So that sucked. But it's been good. I've been recording a lot, writing new music. I just moved into a new place, so I'm now in like a homemaker mode, trying to buy furniture and get cute before the holidays.
What are some things that you've been like picking out as far as like decorations and stuff for your new place?
I've decided to sell everything from my old place, so I'm literally starting from scratch.
Wow.
So, which is cool, because I feel like this is the first time I've really done that, like taken my time and, you know, thought about what I wanted each piece to be, instead of just like, I feel like in places in the past, I've just like, okay, I've got to get a couch, I've got to get a dining table, I've got to get a coffee table, just do it all in a week. And I'm like, I don't even like this stuff. Like, I just want to take my time and like really create a space that I love, each and every object in this little apartment. And I'm just, you know, everything feels like my little sanctuary. So.
And everything flows too. It's not like weird, like mix match pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like when you rush those types of things, you don't get to take the time that you want to actually like say, okay, like this is the vibe that I'm going for. This is the aesthetic that I kind of want. So you can actually take that, you know, that moment to be like, yeah, like you could be picky a little bit, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
I love that.
And just find stuff like just want to like, I don't know, I just want to like search and find stuff, go to markets, Facebook Marketplace, like just random shit that like that brings me joy.
Yes. How would you describe your home sanctuary aesthetic? What would be like a word to describe it?
I think with this place, I want to bring in as many textures as possible and just have like loads of plants and woods and leathers and just make it feel cozy, you know? And yeah, I don't know. I don't love like super modern. I feel like I'm much more cozy, and I want things to feel livable and not just like look like a piece of art. That's always dope, and I love when people's houses look like that, but I want things to be comfortable. And I've just bought this huge dining table because I love cooking, and I want to be able to like, you know, have dinner parties and have.
I'm a big like charcuterie fan. My sister and I like love to get together, and I mean it's like the two of us eating it, but you would think it was for like a party of 12 people. I mean, it's like all the cheese, all the fruits, all the little nuts and like spreads, and she is just like so good at like putting it together. I'm just like, yeah, I'll buy the stuff, you make it, and then we can eat it together. So that's something her and I have been bonding over.
charcuterie is a love language of mine.
It
Like
is.
if I had like my death row meal, like my last meal would be a ginormous charcuterie board. Like that's how much I love it. So I am totally on the same page. I'm here for the charcuterie.
Absolutely. Let's talk about your new project that you mentioned you dropped this year, Girlhood, Fuckboys, and Situationships. I mean, if you could wrap up my entire 20s in one statement, that is it. 100%.
Yeah.
What
that was kind of the point.
Yeah. What is give me an example of something that you would say kind of went into the girlhood portion of this project, like something maybe you learned or something that you went through that maybe other people can relate to.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was like kind of coming into my 20s. I had everybody tell me that these were the best years of my life, and like this was just, you know, going to be the happiest time. And I did not feel like that for me. I felt incredibly lost. I felt, you know, I was just like dealing with boys that I felt like totally didn't respect me or respect relationships in general. And I felt like I was getting myself into these situations where I felt just shitty, you know, and not valued and appreciated. And then life as well was just like mad confusing. And my career was, I hadn't put music out in a while because of a bunch of business stuff that was happening that I was dealing with and working through. And I was just like, fuck, man, 20s are shitty right now. Like, when do I get to the good part? This is crazy. I feel like me at 16, you know, felt like she had more of a grip on things than me at 21 or 20. And I'm 23 now, and I'm, you know, starting to finally feel like I'm getting in my groove. But that was girlhood to me. It was like, people don't really speak about that period of time where you're kind of transitioning from a girl to a woman. And it's very confusing, and everybody kind of expects you to have all these answers and just have it figured out. And I did not feel like that at all. And then on top of that, it was like fuck boys and situationships, and that makes you question your self-worth and question, you know, what you got going on even more so. So it was a combination of things, but it was like, yeah, shitty boys, shitty situationships, life throwing everything and anything at me, and me just being like, okay, I can figure it out, I'll be fine. And then also you're just like, all of a sudden you're an adult. So everyone's just like, figure it out, you know,
Right.
You're a grown up now. You got to figure this shit out by yourself. I'm like, I don't know how.
I know. And it's interesting because, you know, I had a very similar, you know, situations happening in my early 20s too. And I left home at 18 to go to college, and I'm the oldest sister. So it's like, I have to be the example, and I have to be, you know, this, and this. And it's like, I'm still trying to figure myself out. And it's like, yeah, maybe I do want to do this, whatever this is. Maybe it's not particularly, you know, socially acceptable or like whatever it is, but it's like, you're still growing at that stage in your life. But to your point of like, well, you're an adult now, like you should know right from wrong. It's like, yeah, we do, but like we have to experience some of these things to really like understand what that means to, you know, be someone who is still adolescent, but still, you know, still growing and, you know, becoming that girl to a woman type situation. And yeah, unfortunately that comes with situationships, men or women who don't respect you and don't value your time and the love that you give isn't being reciprocated. But it's really a grow through it process. And honestly, I am so grateful for all of those situations that I went through, because it has made me a better person in the long run, you know?
Yeah, no, totally. It shifts you and, you know, forces you to grow in a way that you wouldn't have grown if everything was super cushy and easy. And I felt, to speak to your point, I had a similar experience. Like, I moved to the States when I was 16 by myself. And at that point, I wasn't scared of shit. Like, when I say that now, people are like, oh my God, you were by yourself. Like, weren't you terrified? I'm like, no, I fearlessly stumbled into any opportunity because I didn't know, you know, like when you're younger, you kind of just think everything is going to work out and you have this blind optimism. And then you get older and you have a few knockbacks, you have a few no's, you have people let you down, you start to see that not everybody like thinks the same and loves the same as you. And you're like, oh my God, like it's just all this, you know, there's a bunch of things. It's like you question yourself, you question life, you question what you're supposed to be doing. And it's like doubt starts to creep in. And that is just like, if you aren't able to conquer it, it can become a whole bunch of other stuff. So it's an interesting time, and I feel like people don't speak about it enough. And they just kind of glorify it as like your 20s are the best years of your life. I'm like, there's a lot of figuring out to do in that time. And I don't hear anyone speaking about that.
No, absolutely. And to your point about like the doubt, like it starts to consume you. And then you're like, am I not enough? Am I not this? Am I not that? When you are, you know, but because that darkness is kind of there underlying, it's just like, it really does kind of take over your way of thinking and like how you feel about certain things, and starts to crush dreams and shit like that. So it's really important to, you know, consume yourself with, you know, art like you're putting out that's telling you, hey, like, I know how you're feeling. I've been through it. You can get through it. And, you know, that's one thing that music has always done for me, is it's always gotten me through the good times, the bad times, and everything in between. And whenever I listen to a particular song or an album or whatever it is, it's almost nostalgic in the sense too. It's like, oh shit, like I remember going through that however many years ago. Or, you know, now we're listening to stuff and it's like what we're listening to right now is going to remind us of what we're going through currently. So I love that you touched on all of that, because I think it's so, so important.
Thank you.
It's saying fuck you to the fuck boys, because listen, you think you've got it all figured out. Well, you don't. And you mess with the wrong one, and you're letting go, or you're not giving opportunity to someone that can really benefit, you know, somebody else's well-being. Like teamwork is a huge thing in life, right? Like partnership is a huge thing. So it's like so good to, you know, eventually find somebody that compliments you and you know, not just compliments you in like a affirmation way, but like compliments your personality. Like you're you know, I'm personally, like I'm like that loud, outgoing individual. My significant other tames me down. You know, it's like that yin to the yang type situation. So if there's girls watching this right now that are like, I really like this guy, but he doesn't like me back, screw him.
Yeah.
Somebody out there that's going to be good to you and be nice to you.
It's like, it's not that hard. And I think that's what we tend to do when we're, you know, kind of, I mean, for me, I didn't really start properly dating and like taking that shit seriously, because I was just focused on my career until my early 20s, like until like 19, 20. And, you know, you play all these mind games with yourself where it's like you make excuses for the guy or whoever it is that you're, you know, interested in. And it's like, it's not that difficult. If somebody wants you, they will put the effort in. If somebody, like, there's a quote and it's like, if you have to wonder, then the answer is no, you know, like it's just not that difficult. We make all these excuses, or maybe he's like scared of commitment, or maybe he's, well, there's like a once in a million chance that that's the reason. He's probably just not that into it. And who cares? Like and I said this the other day, like, you know, I did a questionnaire on my Instagram and this girl was like, I like this guy, and he's like not that interested back. I'm like, do you really like this guy, or is it now a quest to make him like you because you feel like you didn't get the validation you received? Because I used to run into,
she likes the idea of,
exactly,
yeah.
But I used to like not even fuck with a guy, and then I'd be like, oh, he's kind of cute, and then he wouldn't reciprocate those same feelings, and then it would be like, okay, well now I have to make him like me. And it became this like weird game, you know what I mean? And I didn't even like this dude that much in the first place. And it's all just like some ego validation trip, and it's complicated. But it's
just so dumb. It's so dumb.
It doesn't have to be. When someone likes you, you know it. You don't have to question shit. You don't have to wonder how they feel. Like, they just say it. And that's very much how I am in love and in life. Like, I do not have a poker face. I am not good at faking it. If I'm upset about something, you know. If I like you, you know. It's just like, why would we waste time dancing around in this gray area? There's nothing more frustrating to me than that. Like, just say what it is.
That's one thing that I've, you know, in my last previous relationships, I've always been very upfront about what I want and what I'm looking for. And, you know, the relationship that I'm in right now, we've been together close to 4 years, but even in like the first week of us dating, I was just like, so what are you looking for? You know, like, are you just in this to just kind of like mess around, or are you looking for something more long-term? Because this is what I'm looking for and this is what I need. So I want to make sure that I'm fulfilling what you're looking for and what you need. And if it doesnn't match up, then hey, thanks for the dinner. I'm gonna I'm gonna go back to my Tinder and see if I can find something else. But no, I think it's really important, especially for women, to, you know, not be so coy and like shameful or shy. Like, no, tell that person what you want, so that at the end of the day, when you do get screwed over, or if and when you do get screwed over, at least you know, well, I was honest and I was transparent with what my intentions were.
Absolutely.
You know? So yeah, I think that's super important.
Yeah, exactly. You don't ever want to walk away from something thinking, what if I had just said how I felt, or what if I had made the move, or whatever, like, go for it. And if they say no, then it's just not the right person. And it's really not the end of the world. There are so many people that you're going to meet and feel a connection with.
It could be the right person, but maybe just not the right time for them, you know? Like, things happen in a weird way. The universe works in mysterious ways. So just, you know, keep pushing, but keep putting yourself first, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because that's important.
Absolutely.
Do you listen to Snow Allegra at all?
I do, yeah.
You've got that one song, Situationships, that's so good. I'm just like, oh girl, were you watching like all of my dating history, or like what's going on? But that reminded me of that. I love her too. She's so awesome. I feel like a good way to get to know someone is through their Amazon wish list. And I happen to have yours. Can we roll through a couple of things on your wish list?
Yes. It's probably super embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing at all. So you were saying that you just got a new place, and there's a lot of like cooking stuff on here, which is so awesome. You love to cook, right?
Love to cook. Like, if I didn't do music, I'd probably be cooking or baking. I don't know. That's like my other passion.
Same here. I love to cook. I always like find recipes on Pinterest, and luckily my boyfriend is like, yeah, do whatever you want. He's not picky as far as food goes. I don't know if you've ever had the zuppa discana at Olive Garden, but I made like a copycat recipe in my crock pot the other day, and it was pretty delicious. I'll have to send it to you. It was pretty good. But you've got like this cute little 11-piece silicone kitchen utensil set, and like this almost periwinkle color, only $25, really, really cute. Oh, I love this 8-piece glass drinking straws. Now you're in LA right now. Do they have a plastic straw ban where you're at?
Some places do, and some places don't. I like this for like my iced coffees in the morning, you know. And just, I mean, anything that you would drink out of a straw, really. But I got it for coffee. That was the straw.
I got it. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad paper straws are a thing, like save the turtles. But there's nothing worse than drinking your iced coffee out of a paper straw. And it just gets like mushy and like cardboard in the mouth. Like, it's just, I don't like that. So I might actually pick these up off of the wish list. Talk to me about this natural dog shampoo. Do you have a dog?
I do, yeah. He was sitting right here next to me, and now he's sunbathing in the window. His name is Otis.
Otis?
Come here.
Oh my God.
He's not going to come. It's fine.
He's like, no.
He has super sensitive skin, and this particular dog shampoo works well for him. It's like oatmeal, so it's soothing. And
what kind of dog is he?
He's a little, I wish he would come over. Can you come here, please? Oh, yeah. No, he's not.
You want a cookie? Go get a cookie.
That's the kind of dog's like, he'll come over in 5 minutes when I'm not asking him to.
Right.
I don't come to you when you want me to come. But he's, see, now he's walking over. He's actually adopted. When I first moved to LA, I was staying with my brother, and I really, really wanted a dog. And he was like, we can't get a dog. Like he loves animals, but he thought it was too much of a responsibility. So my way around it was to foster dogs. And I went through like,
Smart.
them for like 2 weeks, and then they go to their forever home. And all of these dogs were so sweet, but they all like had really, really been through it. Like one of them was found in the desert and was like, couldn't even, I had to feed her ice cubes. She couldn't drink water. One of them was missing an eye because it got in a fight in the dog pound.
God.
It was like, all of them were really like, had been through it. And then I got Otis, and he was like this perfectly perfect. Not that they weren't perfect, because they were so sweet and beautiful, but he was just like such a good boy, and I couldn't give him back. I was like, I literally,
he's mine now.
Do it. He's mine. Odie, come here. Oh, come on.
Camera shy.
Oh, this is Otis.
Oh my God.
Okay, yes.
Hi, Odie. Oh, sweet. Oh, he's so
Like,
sweet. Oh, I love him.
He's such a little.
Now I have to show off my little boy.
Please do.
So this is Stanley. Can you see him?
Oh, Stanley.
Let's see. There we go.
So cute.
He's a little Pomeranian Chihuahua mix.
Oh wow.
And
so he's old then, right?
Oh no, he's like 15 pounds.
Oh, okay. That's still like, fairly small.
He's like a schmedium. He's a schmedium. But I had a Chihuahua as our childhood dog, but she was little. She was like, couldn't be more than like 6 pounds. So I'm like, okay, like a little Chihuahua Pomeranian, he's gonna be small. And Pomeranians, I guess, get up to be like 20, 25 pounds sometimes. Right. So we got him, and like he started having like these little growth spurts. I'm like, oh my God, like he's gonna be big. And yeah, he's a chunker. He's like 15 pounds. But he's like pretty tall and like long. He's just like a medium sized dog. But he's a lover. He's so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so cute too. I love that. What else is on here? Oh, this. Okay, first of all, the fact that this is in like a tube freaks me out a little bit. But
Which one?
This Vegemite.
Oh man, I gotta have Vegemite always on deck.
Oh my God, I like can't wrap my brain around it. But it's like something that you Aussies love. It's
I think you've got to eat it in the right way. Like a lot of people do it and do it wrong. And if you do it wrong, it can be something that is like, why would anybody like this? You know what I mean? But you've got to have like a thick piece of sourdough toast, toasted, crunchy, then a layer of butter, and then a schmedium amount of Vegemite. Like you can't overdo it, or otherwise it just gets like, blech.
It just tastes weird. So it's like it's buttered down by the butter, pretty much. The butter is what
it's a spread.
What's something that us Americans eat or drink that you can't wrap your mind around?
Oh my God, there's just so many things that are bizarre to me. I don't know, like meatloaf is really gross to me. That's just like not a thing in Australia. And like hot dogs, like how like 7-Eleven has like those hot dogs, they are just really disgusting to me. Even hot dogs in general, it's just not really a thing in Australia. Like we eat sausages, right? That's just totally different. That's like actual meat.
Noted. Do not serve SayGrace hot dogs or meatloaf ever. If you're inviting her to a dinner party, make sure there's no fucking hot dogs or meatloaf, or she's not eating. Well, you'll eat
gravy as well. Your gravy is weird to me. Like our gravy in Australia is more like a jus. Like it's more like a very thin kind of liquidy sauce.
It's more of like a liquid, right?
Yeah, but gravy here is like white and chunky, and I don't understand that.
Oh, girl. Little biscuits and gravy in the morning. I'm from the South.
Gravy. The real gravy is so good as well. I don't know what you guys are doing.
Yeah, it's definitely an American thing. Oh my gosh, how funny. Well, I love that we got to break down this Amazon wish list. I'm going to definitely include it in the bio so everyone can check this out too. This is perfect for like wish list and stocking stuffers. You got like masks on here, makeup brushes. Oh, like this makeup brush cleaner and dryer looks amazing.
Yeah, I think most of this stuff is I've seen off TikTok. I'm actually obsessed with TikTok, not actually using it, but just watching the videos. And my whole page is just like my top 10 Amazon favorites. And then I go and find these products and I'm become obsessed with them. So
same here, girl. I always get served like TikTok ads, Instagram ads for like all this stuff. I'm just like, oh, but I need to start buying gifts for other people. And I just end up buying everything for myself, but it's fine. Well, I loved our conversation. Thank you so much. Congrats on everything so far. Your latest single, Boys Ain't Ish, is out right now, right?
Yes, it's out.
What else do you got? What do you have coming up maybe for 2021 that we can look forward to from you?
Right now I'm just working on an album. So I'm in album mode, I'm writing and putting that body of work together, and hopefully it'll be out next year soon.
You can get on tour again and actually be around people.
That would be nice.
That would be really nice. All that fun stuff. I love it. Well, thank you so much for your time. I had so much fun chatting with you, and hopefully we can link up soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.